Hi, welcome to Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Oculi, the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth. So every week I try to bring a topic to you that's been talked about in my meetings and hope this will also help you in your personal situation or any of your family and friends. So one of the subjects that seem to keep coming up in the last several meetings I had has really been about estate plan and children that have certain issues, whether they may have special needs or it may be simply as that they're not as responsible. They may be the type of child that may be tricked by someone when the time comes when they inherit money. So it really is about making sure that you are building your wishes in a sense in that trust and in your estate plan, and really making sure you're setting things up in a way that's going to be helpful and useful to that beneficiary of yours. So that's one of the things that I would say it's really important, because I notice a lot of times people talk about it, but unless it's a special needs trust, most people don't really do much about it, or they don't go into details about it. Maybe they set something up and they say, well, if the child by age 35 or 40 is functioning normally, but really there's no specific things written on there, what normally really truly means and what your wishes are, then they can get everything. Because you have to really be careful when you do have, children that are exposed like that to predators that really could take advantage of them, or creditors, or anything that could really affect your legacy plan. So one of the suggestions I always have is sit down with other family members that are important to you, that are going to be part of that decision, and start thinking about, if we do have this special child that is going to have some attention that's needed, what do you need to do? And what do you specifically need to put into the trust? So current clients, if you have concerns yourself and you've thought about this, but you've talked to your lawyer, but you're not sure about how do I structure the investments in it like that, that's something you can absolutely talk to your advisor in the next meeting, or your team, your wealth management team in your next meeting, and just bring it up, because we definitely have some great ideas that can really help with that. I work very closely with my clients' lawyers to specifically put a plan in place that takes into account the fact that these types of kids and beneficiaries can get that stream of income that's needed without them having to deplete everything out, and making sure it's tax efficient. And not to mention that there are clauses in there that's going to protect them against, again, what we talked about, unfair lawsuits, predators, creditors, or whatever it may be. I think these are things that are really, really, truly important. So with that said, take a look at your trust, your will, and start really thinking about that. I know a lot of people get worried and they're like, oh, I don't want to look like I have control beyond graves, but I don't look at it as control. I look at it as responsibility, in a sense, from a different place, that even when you're gone, that you're taking that responsibility and saying, I am going to make sure these loved ones are taken care of, even if they're not sometimes smart enough to make those decisions themselves. So I wanted to just bring that up, because I think everybody has that special person in their family that just doesn't make the best decisions. And sometimes they need that little push, that little bit of help. And you can always structure within your trust that if certain conditions are met and this individual changes, then you can give them more, and you can give them more access. I'll just give you a quick little example. So I have a client that they have set up for their son that if something happens to them, their son is going to get this stream of income that's going to come in. We also have put an allowance that if they're purchasing a house, they can take a certain lump sum to purchase that particular house. Then we have conditions in the trust that are set up that if this individual is doing these things and working and making this certain amount of income, and maybe now they have a family and they have kids, that they start getting access to a little bit more lump sum along the way, depending on those conditions. So you can see you really can get specific and nitty and gritty on it. And I think that's a great thing. That's the whole purpose of having these brainstorming session and having a good holistic plan in place. So that's what I thought I would bring up today. It's not anything very specific. It's just will have to do with your family, but you may also have family, friends, and colleagues that are experiencing this. And this is something, feel free to share this video with them if they have any questions and they need to have an office hour with one of our experts to really talk to them about what does that mean? What are things they can watch out for? And then they can take that back to their lawyer. We can even recommend a good lawyer for them to work with them on a good estate plan. So that's it at this end. If there is anything you need, always where to find us. Until next week, have a great one.